What's up? Say Twitch say hi to YouTube and YouTube say hi to the chat. You already know. Like, let's go. You know what it is. You know what it is, right? This is round 3. This is round 3 of my last tournament. So round 3 of my last tournament. And in this round, I'm playing Grayson Rohrer, who is very, very strong actually. In fact, Grayson online, Grayson's bullet rating is 2800, bro. And then his blitz rating is 2700, right? So he's like 16. I think he's 16, right? So he's absolutely a monster. The kid is a beast, bro. Absolute beast, to say the least, right? So I'm playing Grayson, and I mean, I already knew this about him. I knew you can't slip with the kid, right? Classical's different, but he has 2800 bullet and 2700 blitz. Only chess, the same thing. 2800 bullet, 2700 blitz. So he's legit. He's legit. So you can't slip, right? So here we go. Here's the game. E4, C5, and we lie. Knight F3, I go D6. Now let me tell you my Najdorf stats. My Najdorf over the board, still currently, I have not lost a game with the Najdorf. But only won like 2 games, which is still cool, winning 2 games. And I have like 7 over the board, 7 or 8. But there's like, the rest are draws and like 2 wins, maybe, right? But I picked up some other stuff, which is now, you know, I've been able to get some other wins. But the Najdorf has served me very well, to say the least. So I go D6, he goes D4, takes, knight F6, knight C3, A6. Boom. So we go for the Najdorf. I know he goes for the H3 variation. And now, as we get a quick schooling here. Now, of course, the name of this one today's video, the name, if you look at the thumbnail for YouTube, is going to be called Deep Thinking. Real deep thinking, because somewhere in here, it required a very deep think. And when I show you what the engine showed me was supposed to happen, oh my goodness, just wait. Right, so what happened? So he played H3 though. H3 in this Najdorf, I can play E5 and I can play E6. Now I looked at files, I looked at so many games in this position. It didn't make sense. Guys, I don't, man, when I do research and when I do work, and I did a lot of work with E6 and E5. And I came to the conclusion that I like the positions better in E6 than I do with E5. I have studied E5 the most. I know it the most. I'm very, very, like, I know a lot of theory. E5 is usually the move. E6, though, gives me more of the positions that I want, to say the least. So E6, I go with E6. I know that he goes G4, right? This is very aggressive. They want to go G4, G5. I go bishop E7. He goes G5. I go knight D7. All the games, very quick. By the way, I'm blitzing these moves out. Like, I'm just, like, kind of really blowing the moves up, throwing the moves out because I played this so many times. And what I mean played by, I've looked at, like, man, I mean, really close to, like, 60 games of, like, just these positions, just to try, get a feel for where the pieces go, what do they do, what's decisive, what's not, what do plans and ideas look like, right? And then after that, after knight FD7, bishop E3, and B5. And this is a tibia that you reach many times in this position, right? Very nice, very nice, and not a GM win, by the way, Canty. Great match. Thanks, Mickey Dead, guys. We did win yesterday, so we still, you know, feeling good off that win as we advance in the match. So from there, but this is a game I played in their most recent tournament that I just came back from. This is round 3 against Grayson Rohrer, and I'm playing the Najdorf Sicilian here. And after this B5 move, he goes A3, stopping any B4 action. I quickly develop with bishop B7. He goes H4, which is all standard. Actually, in fact, this is still theory. I go knight C6. He goes queen D2. I mean, literally, still theory. Queen D2. And then here you have a multitude of moves. I can take on D4. I can castle. I can play rook C8 and knight C5. These are all moves you can make that I've studied and looked at. I like the knight C5 version of it because it actually kind of attacks E4 kind of as well with the bishop and the knight. But okay, right. So knight takes C6. After knight takes C6, there was bishop takes C6, automatic. Bishop G2. And now, guys, okay, it's black to move. What do you do in this position? You've tried this position several times. Well, you're going to get a masterclass today, Curious Chimpanzee, because this right here is a very fun position to play from honestly both sides, but definitely black here if you understand the ideas and where the position is. Now, it's really equal right here, but black is definitely pushing for more if you know what to do. Sam Linku, thanks for the prime, bro. What up with ya? Thanks for the prime ski. Queen C7 here, but okay, right? So it's master, right? D5, D5 all day, by the way. All day. D5 all day, you know, like all day, fam. D5. F5. Thanks for the prime. Exactly. Primer's nice. You can sub free with Twitch Prime. Big shout out to you, Sam Linko. Big shout out to you. Pawn F5. Okay, so we have pawn F5 and pawn D5. Okay, well, pawn D5 is 100% premium Garbo. Garbage. That's not a move. Because after D5, E takes D5, right? And then after you just take back, I mean, you literally just drop the pawn kind of for nothing. He can take this. He could also castle, put pressure on it. That's just not a move. Not looking good there, big buddy, big fella. It's not a move. It's just not working at all. Garbo, right? Garbo, exactly, yeah. Garbo, right? F5. F5 is actually a cool move. This one's actually not bad. But I mean, it's just not, it's not necessary, right? Your king's kind of weak, right? Queen C7 or Rook C8 is what I would play. Rook C8 is actually a very standard move. Nothing wrong with this. This is actually a really good move. Queen C7, actually, guys, is another good move. Let me show you the move I played. And this is from the engine that says this is move numbers 2 on the engine, right? Engine says this is 2 on the engine, right? So number 2 on the engine here. But I've seen this and I've worked with this because I've seen some games that I was like, oh, I love this idea. Here's the idea, right? And here's the move. In fact, it's the same kind of thing. It's literally the same move, but it's just a little bit different. In fact, it's Queen B8. Tell me what this move does. Why are we playing Queen B8? And I remembered this from a game that I looked at, and I was like, I love that idea. I love the idea of Queen B8. What is the idea? What do I want to do with Queen B8? Okay, simply say I don't like that. I don't like that. Queen B8. What is the idea? What is that? I saw him play, and you thought it was odd looking. It is an odd looking move. But when I saw the game and I saw his idea, when I saw Queen B8, I was like, wow, like, yo, that's bro, this move is such deep thinking, right? It's a deep thinking move, but this is not the deep thinking part that we actually have for the thumbnail, even though today's deep thinking. This one, I mean, this did require deep thinking. Queen B8 is fire. But let me see what we have. Open the diagonal. B4, okay. B7 to hit E4. Exactly. You guys are right. The whole idea here is if he castles, which I've seen this in a game, he castled and the man played B4. And then, bro, are you kidding me? Like, look at this. You walked right into this. So now casting queenside is not something you want to do. Okay, let's go back. So if casting queenside is not something you want to do, then why on earth are your pawns on H4 and G5? Bruh. So you're not going to go this way because I got B4. So you're probably going to go this way, which already is kind of weak for you, right? Already kind of weak for you. So I'm also defending D6. And queen to B7 is attacking the E4 pawn, right? So this is fire. This is absolutely fire. So Queen B8 is a deterrent move. Also, he could also maybe want to play B4 or something like that. You know what I mean? So Queen B8, fire move. I was happy about this move. He castles, so I'm like, mission accomplished, my guy. Mission accomplished. So now he's not going queenside. So now I get to focus over here, and I can just castle, really, right, and not worry about anything. So at this point, I'm like, I'm at least equal, like at least zeros, which the engine agrees. So I go Queen B7, right? I go Queen B7, I hit the pawn, I'm feeling good. F3, and then I looked at a Geary game. Let me tell you guys, I looked at so many games here that I think my win rate here with playing the E6 is going to go up so much against anyone. And I mean, whoever watches this video, like, just never, ever in your life play H3 in the Najdorf against me, because I know so many ideas from this that it's really impossible to really compete with, to be honest. I mean, after F3, right, what do you think Black plays here? This is, and only reason I played this fairly quickly, the move that I played here was fairly quickly, and I remember that I saw the idea from an Anish Geary game. Geary played Black, and he just obliterated the king, like, after he found these moves here. But what do you play right now? I played this move very quickly. Black to move. I remember this from Anish Geary playing a game. D5 or F6. I'm usually saying, yeah. D5, F6, F5. Okay, we got some brave. And this move number 1 on the engine too, by the way, man. That's crazy. And I remember this from a Geary game, and instinct was like, oh, I'm about to play that because that's what I saw Geary do. Right. D5, H6. In fact, here's the move, guys. Number 1 on the engine. The correct move here is H6. Jeez, bro, did you see this move, bro? H6, bro. You just open the king. Like, you don't care about anything at all. H6, this is a move that Geary played, and I saw him do this, and Geary had an excellent position. He played H6 with the idea of just opening up the file, right? And if you take on H, I mean, this is terrible for white, actually. You take this way. First off, this is hanging. Secondly, this is going to happen. I could also castle queenside, right? And you got to worry about your king over here. Like, again, why did you push these pawns? Just for them to be obliterated, right? So it's not good. So in fact, he didn't take it. He didn't want to go down this line, so he played rook a to d1. And I was like, oh, if he's playing this move, yo, thanks, chicken pants. 4 months, bro. What up, bro? If he's playing rook a to d1, right? I was like, oh yeah, we in the driver's seat. Like, we're feeling good here. Feeling good. So after rook a to d1, I take. I just open the file with a smile, and then I go for it. I go castle, queenside. I'm out the way. Have a nice day. I'm out the way. He goes 92. I go e5 here, which is a nice move. It just kind of breaks it, or it stops him from being active. Stops him from being active. He goes knight g3. I go g6 to stop knight f5. He goes queen f2, attacking c5. Knight e6. And here we go. Bishop b6. And here's the position, guys. Black to move, what do you do? What do you do here? Because black to move, he's attacking my rook. Black looks good. Obviously, we have some prospects. But as black to move, what do you do? What is the move here, chat? What is the move? Horse g5. Okay, horse g5. That's nice. Hey, look. Horse g5. Bishop take g5. Always sack the exchange, says E Wizzle. Right, let's get it. Let's get it. Rook g1 seems natural. Snap the pawn. Rook g8, sorry. Free juicer, knight f4. Okay, that's good. That's good. Here it is, guys. The move is actually... Here it is. Bishop takes g5. Oh, my goodness. Hitting, splitting. Yikes. Bishop takes g5. Sacrifice the exchange. Right? And after bishop takes d8, we take back on d8. Now look at the bishop. Oh, my goodness. It's about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy. It's about to get very, very crazy right now. And then that file with a smile that we opened up here. Look at the little classic right triangle, right? Look at the little classic right. Okay, this is kind of a weird triangle that they got this. This ain't a classic one. This is like some type of weird one here. But you get it. You get it, though. You understand that we got something going on here. All right, so after bishop takes d8, he moves out of the way. Queen d2. I hit him with check. Boom, bishop b6 check. He goes rook f2. And now, okay, I start thinking a little bit. Like, what do I do? How do I do this? Like, this is great. You know, we have compensation. So I bring another piece in the game. Knight f4, not doing anything, right? He goes knight e2. And knight e2, he's trying to get rid of the knight. He's trying to get rid of the knight here. And what I did was I took on e2. And here, let me show you a line that I looked at, though. I looked at this line right here. Queen e7. No, well, queen e7, actually, I looked at queen e7, but he could take, I think, on d6. Queen takes d6. And then if queen h4, well, you actually blocking with your whole face on national television right now. Right? Queen takes c6, and this is hanging. So you actually have to deal with this. This is one thing you have to actually deal with. And it's not even mate. If you check him, I'm chilling. Like, I'm gone. I'm gone, bro. So you have to always worry about this. That's one thing that you cannot do. So you have to be aware of that. Knight f4, knight e2. I did look at this line, though. I look at knight g2, which forces king takes. Then I said, wait a second, queen d7, right? And then I was like, ooh, only move is knight g1. Only move. Only move. Because if he goes rook h1, I have this. Look at this. I have rook takes, threatening mate. After king takes, I will be winning completely. I saw this line. So I was like, ooh, this is nice. But what I didn't like is knight g1. After knight g1, I tried to get this to work. I tried to get bishop takes e4 to work. But after queen takes d6, apparently this works. Oh my goodness. The engine says this works. Wow. I could have played this. I could have played this. Bruh. I literally could have played this. Wow. Interesting. Bishop takes f3. I saw this, guys. I saw this, but I guess I didn't see it all. It's too complex. Correct. I felt like there was some checks I was missing. There was so much going on. Yeah, because rook h1. If I finish the line here for you guys. Oh, this is what I saw. Yeah, I stopped here, but I can check here. Never stop calculating. Oh, my goodness. Never stop calculating. What I missed was this. I saw this, and I stopped calculating because I was like, bro, this is done. Like, I stopped calculating here. But I have here, and then checkmate. Oh, my goodness. I stopped calculating here. I completely stopped calculating. But because I mean, look, I have to calculate all of this. Like, are you kidding me? I started calculating, guys. Let me tell you what happened. Think about this. Congrats, you played yourself. That's actually right. But look at this. I had to see all of that from right here. Bruh. Clearly, by the way, what I was showing you, I have to. This is where it starts. You know what I mean? So for me to miss that, I mean, it's understandable because this is where I had to start. I had to look at knight g2. Let me draw the arrows. Knight g2, king takes, queen d7, right? All in your head. Queen d7, knight g1. Okay, I have to go bishop e4, queen takes d6, queen g4, king f1, bishop takes, knight takes, rook h1, king e2, queen e4, king d2, queen e3 mate, right? You know what I mean? All in your head. All in your head. You got to make sure no checks you missing, no captures you missed, no wows you missed. You know what I mean? Deep thinking, exactly, right? And what I'm saying is this not even the deepest of the think. This not even the deepest of the think for today's study, for today's analysis, guys. Let me show you what happened. Right, I go 92 because I couldn't see the rest of it. Which again, I'm working on that. You know, I've just been working more on. It's been working more on calculation, like calculation over everything. Right, remember the merch store. Right, hold on, let me pop it up. Boom, calculation over everything. That's shopcantymerch.com. Shopcantymerch.com. Right, definitely calculation over everything. Absolutely, I've been working a lot on the calculation, obviously. So here we go. Knight takes c2. Boom, queen takes. I go this route, still winning, right? Still winning. I go queen e7. Here goes king f1. Here we go. I go rook h2, right? Because he can't move anything. He can't move anything. And he goes rook d2. He goes rook d2. And this is what I'm talking about with. This is what I'm talking about with deep thinking. This is the part of the. I think this is the deepest part of the thinking for me. I spent a lot of time right here, and I couldn't figure it out, guys. I couldn't figure it out. It was very difficult to figure this one out because he has this queen d3 move in every line. In every line, he has queen d3. Every line. Every line. I couldn't believe this. I couldn't believe this. So I play queen h4. I play queen h4. And then he goes queen d3 and everything is equal. Believe it or not, bruh. Everything is equal. And I'm like, right. It was -3 and everything's equal. But watch this, right? I looked at queen g5. This was an idea. I was looking at queen g5. With an idea of like, you know, what if he like does something like rook d6 or any other move? Besides like moving the queen, even queen d3. Queen d3 I was going to take. And then rook takes. And I have queen c1 check and king e2. Like this is still cool for me. I have to go king c7. This is tough. Queen g5 was a better move. But what I'm threatening here is I didn't understand. Queen h4 actually doesn't really threaten much. I mean, it does threaten his check. But he's going to move the queen. And this now he has threats of his own that I actually have to deal with, believe it or not. weirdly enough, let me show you what happens. What I missed here, deep thinking wise, after queen g5, which looks like nothing is going on, but after rook takes d6, can anybody tell me what the move is for black? After rook takes d6, can anyone tell me what the move is for black? And this is why you got your calculation. Calculation is everything. Your calculation got to be on point. Can anybody tell me what the next move for black is? After rook takes d6. I was looking at this, and I looked at this line, and I remember like, oh, yeah. He could do rook takes d6. Right, and then and I'm just gonna chill. Yo, thanks LHA, appreciate the 14, baby. King c7 there. We got king c7. Thanks Anita for making the shot, man. Thank you for the follow. LA Genie MP says queen takes g2, move the queen up. In fact, guys, LA Genie with the follow coming in says queen takes g2. That's correct. I mean, can you believe this move right here? Look at this. Bro, what? I couldn't believe this. I couldn't even believe this. I mean, that is a stun. Imagine playing this over the board. Over the board. Deep thinking. Over the board. Imagine this happening over the board. And this is why I deterred. Because after queen g5, I was like, I looked at queen g5 and I said, if he takes this pawn, this check doesn't even work. Because I was looking this way. I mean, I was looking this way. But he takes this with check. All the time, this is always like check. So I have to like be careful. Like stuff doesn't work the same way because it's with check. Maybe even taking that one too, giving it up, I lose. I literally lose. But I didn't see queen takes g2. OTB. Oh my goodness. After rook takes, the idea is rook h1. And you're like, oh, okay, I block. And then you block with your whole face. That's mate. Bruh. Like get this off the screen, right? This is mate. Oh my goodness. This is checkmate, bro. What a checkmate. What a checkmate. I did not see queen g2. I just didn't see it. Like, I mean, right. That was crazy. Grandfather Tau flags it. Absolutely. So after rook d2, I go queen h4. And then after queen d3, which he finds the best move. He's very strong. And queen takes d6 is extremely annoying. Queen takes d6 is annoying. He's going to be hitting the bishop with check. And it's not good, bro. Nice, Canty. Thank you. Like, but I mean, it didn't happen. Like, this is what happened. This is what happened. I can take here. And I thought, like, I probably should go. I even thought about bishop c7. But I was like, if I got to go bishop c7, I went wrong somewhere. I definitely went wrong somewhere. Which even the engine says is equal here. Everything's zeros right now. By the way, I play engine move number 1. So in this position, chat, what is engine move number 1? Can anyone tell me? What would you do in this position? So, okay, things didn't go your way. Queen d3 was a very strong move. He's going to take on d6. He is going to take d6. Okay, so you need to be careful. What do you do right now? Rook takes g2. Okay, that's spicy. Double exchange. You better be right. Because you know you don't have no rooks, Jared. You have no rooks. In fact, that is an interesting line too. I'll show that. King b8. Okay, block with the face. Nice, understandable. Some people do that. King b7. Okay, we have b4. Rook h1 check. Rook h1 check. So, and bishop takes f2. Okay, so these are all the standard moves. Rook h1 doesn't work because, in fact, he just sorry. He takes, and then after taking king e2, I actually looked at this, and then bishop takes and king takes. And I mean, I'm trying to, this is still drawn, but I have to be super accurate. And even the engine says they prefer white by half a pawn. So it's not like I had to do too much there, right? Just for a draw, to be honest. But after queen to d3, what else did we look at? Somebody said rook g2. After king g2, I actually looked at bishop d7, and this actually works. But after king f1, I saw, I think the check doesn't work. He just runs this way. And I saw king e1, and I was like, bro, I sacked 2 exchanges, and like I'm not mating. Like I'm not mating. I'm not mating him. So this is not worth it. This is not worth it. It looked good though. It looked really good. This doesn't work, bro. It just doesn't work. So I was like, okay, cool. If I retreat, he's gonna take. If I do bishop takes f2, believe it or not, he can take on d6 in between move, and then I have to defend the bishop, and then he takes back. And now I'm like, well, who's attacking who now? Like, what the heck is this? Who's attacking who? So I had to bail out, guys. I had to bail out, and the best move here, LH found it was actually king b7. Like, I was like, I had to bail out. I had to bail out, bro. I had to bail out. I got up out of there. King b7, because everything is just kind of ugly. Like this bishop is the problem. Everything happens around this being check, right? So if this is check and if I sidestep, now he only has one check, which could be kind of defended. I can run, and I also have it covered, and you don't really have any more checks, right? I mean, funny chess units, right? So, I mean, it's crazy. Queen takes d6. He takes it, and actually, guys, oh man, this got scary. This got real scary. I'm gonna tell you what happened here. What I did was still a draw. What I did was still good for a draw. But what was supposed to happen was not right. Like this was okay. Let's go through this. Best move is bishop takes f2 right now. After rook takes, I go queen f4, right? I went rook h1 check, which is now plus 1.6, almost plus 2, right? Because I thought I was being clever here, right? Takes, king e2, boom. I hit him here like, let's go, bishop f2, right? This is a draw everywhere. But then I realized, wait a second. He has a little shake and bake, stick and move, wiggle, you know, like literally he has a way to wiggle out of the checks. And I realized I found myself in a position where I'm like, bro, I might lose this. So here we go. King takes, queen h2. I was like, oh, yeah, this is a draw. It goes king e3. I go queen g1 because this is a draw. That's what I'm saying, right? If he goes here, I saw this. If he goes here, oh, I got this check. And then miraculously, if he do something stupid, block, like, look at this. Like, are you kidding me? Bruh. Like, he got made it. Got made it, bro. Like, dang. Right, crazy, right? And if you go here, okay, right, rook here, then I can go queen d1 check. You're looking crazy. Oh, snap. Wow, heart racing. And you're like, oh, I blocked with the rook. And then again on national television. Bruh. Wow, made it. Absolutely made it. Gross. This is gross, mates. Like, made. So I'm like, oh, this is a draw. Oh, this is a draw for real, bro. That's what I'm thinking. Like, oh, this is a draw. So after queen g1 check, right, he goes rook here. And then I realize, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is not a draw just yet. Every check I give him, he got a nice way to wiggle out. He got a nice way to wiggle out. Right? If I go check here, he goes rook e2. And then if I check this way, now I can go king d2. And I am in trouble now. I am in trouble. I have no good checks. And he's just going to tuck and roll, and then work me later on. I'm in some trouble. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. What did you do? Like, what did you do? Garbage. What did you do? Right? So after here, I had to go here, and I had to go for the best. Queen c1, he goes queen d2, and I take the pawn, and I'm like, let's go. Saber on, big fella. Sheesh, right? Go from like winning to like, is this a draw, to like, bro, am I losing? What the heck is this? But I take this with the idea of, okay, your king still look crazy. And if we take stock, your king's still out here looking crazy. This pawn is very nice, right? My king is very crazy as well. But I mean, I'm defended, and his king's defended too. The squares around his king are very weak, and the rook is not on open files that he would like to be on right now. So in fact, it's not an active rook. Yes, I'm down in exchange. And if I win the second pawn, I actually can run. And I might still actually be playing for a win, actually, in many cases. So in fact, yeah, this is equalish, but they prefer white by one. It's 1.2 actually right now. White, queen b4, right, which is a move. I go queen c1. I check him. He go king d3. Suspenseful game. Move now. All right, let's see. Can you find the best move on the board? The best move on the board. Chess.com gave me the great move, you know, like this was the only move, basically. Literally, this was the only move, and I was able to find it here. Able to find it. I found it quite quickly, but I was able to find it. It's black to move. Only move here. Only move, chat. Only move. We have a5 from eWizzle, queen d1. We have another a5 there. Another a5. Move for a5. G1. Okay, queen G1. G5. G5, queen G5. Something on G5. King B6. Okay. All right, here it is, chat. It is King B6. Woo! Bro, only move. Only move. only move. King b6. Right? Because I can play a5 now. And the queen actually, I mean, where's your check here? When you go back, then I go here. And actually, you have to stay on this pawn. So this gave me a free move. This gave me a free move, bro. And if a4, right, I can go a5. This was my whole idea. If you go a4, I go a5. And I can either take this now. I'm pushing queen a3. Uh-oh, like I got moves. I got moves. So I go king b6. You don't have any checks on this diagonal. I got a5 as a threat, right? So I'm like, whoa, hold up, big fella. He goes rook d2. I'm like, that's a sweet move. That's a sweet move. Right, that's a sweet move. So here, I realized that if I check him here, he's going to run. He's going to run. So here's the move I put on him. I play f5, bro. f5. So if he try to do something crazy and I check him and he lose his absolute mind, king e3, f4 is mate. Get him off the board, right? National television, get mated like this. That's crazy. That's a nasty mate. So I played f5 with the idea of, okay, all right, cool. I'm going to try to keep you in the little box, right? And go for this mate over here if he tries to run away. So I played f5. He goes queen f8, right? I go queen f1 check, king c3. I go check again. He goes king b3. Check again, king c3. Check again, king d3, right? Check again, and it's a draw. Bruh. And I was able to get away, right? Now that was crazy. This was a draw. But it should have been a win, and I know what I needed to work on for this game. But this was honestly an amazing game, I think. I mean, this was crazy to end it in the draw. All right, fast forward ahead. This ended in the draw. So going back to that again, like here, we had a Najdorf, a6, e6, right? I'm getting everything I've studied, everything I looked at. I looked at so many games, and I found the ideas that I like the most, which is the queen b8, b7 idea with the b4 options, and combining the h6 idea I saw in the Geary game. They gave me an excellent position. Excellent position. I play e5. I get the knight to e6. Then I control the f5 square. I win the pawn after sacking the exchange. I get the bishop around to the reroute. Every piece is looking beautiful. Knight at 4, and then this line I should have went for. Trust the instinct more. Trust the calculation more. Calculation over everything. We already know that, right? And then knight e2. So I take queen e7, and then rook h2, and then queen h4 was wrong. Queen g5 was better, but I had other ways to do it. But we know what to do for next time, right? So, and this ended in a draw. Crazy game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This was round 3. Of course, we're gonna cover round 4 and the other ones coming up. So make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next video.